All right, this is another video from Friday, March 10th, 2017. This is following the non-farm payroll release. Again, I'm on Central Time, so it says actually 8:35 roughly Eastern Time. And I do want to make one note here for everybody. I mentioned in my last video, I'm trading sim. I'm trying to get back into the habit of trading. I've been away from it for a little bit. And so as part of that process of retraining myself, retraining my brain to trade, I'm doing an exercise that Peter recommends, which is taking a single tick profit exercise. So looking for areas of entry, taking a single tick of profit, and then moving on to the next. And the purpose of that is to train me to take trades, to take and I tend to take a lot more through this exercise. And I tend to be a little bit less risk averse. I do need to get to live as quickly as possible because there's nothing like trading on live account. You can't replicate the psychology associated with it. So I don't recommend doing this long term, but for me right now, and especially until I get my account set up, it's what I'm doing. The other thing that's happening is I'm learning how to use the Auction Vista tool. I think it's a great tool. And I'm learning how to use it in conjunction with the rest of the order flow tools. And what we're seeing here, I already did a video that talked about all these levels of depth here and how that caused a bit of a turn in the market because you had strength up here in the book. And now what I want to talk about is kind of a couple of dumb trades that I made. So the first was right here. One of the things that I was thinking of is this was a prior area of resistance here, and sometimes resistance turns into support and vice versa. You also had an area here where it had a little bit of congestion, and so my thought was, okay, well maybe they'll make a stand here. Now, if I were to look at a chart, I might very well see this to be kind of a key area of support and resistance all through here. Right around this 290, 285 area. You can almost see that, you kind of picture this on a chart right here. But the problem with that is that the order flow does not reflect that. So, I was thinking maybe the bulls were going to make a stand here and it was going to pop right back up and make another attempt. And so I placed an order here around 29, 122.29, and it almost immediately it drops down. It was just really a dumb trade. And the reason is because you can see all of the depth is above the price action. And in fact, these guys right here on 30 are pushing it down. So you can see that they're pushing this down. And the other thing I've learned as I've kind of going through this trade, these sets of trades actually too, is there's nothing below here. So it's completely wide open. So until someone steps up in here, the bears can just have at it and push this down as much as they want. So you can see I made kind of a couple of really dumb trades here. What Auction Vista is really great at, though, I'm just going to pause this, is finding areas of interest and then looking to see, okay, do people step up into those areas of interest? So as an example, prior to the economic release, there's a lot of action and activity happening right around here in this 25 to 26 range, right? So I should expect that something might happen here, but I want to wait and see if anything steps up. So again, I'm kind of watching the book and the order flow. Actually, I'm in this dumb trade, so I'm going to get myself out, and then I'm just going to keep watching this a little bit. And as this comes down, we're going to see it start to come down. I'm going to fast forward this a little bit. Just keep the things moving. So it comes down, comes down, comes down. So now what we have, notice this red circle that's building. So the bears are trying to press, and I'm actually not watching Auction Vista at this point. I know it's in my area that I'm watching, so I'm looking right up here. And you can see the bears are pushing down 28.77. But also notice these bulls that showed up here. And so they're pressing, the bears are pressing. So obviously don't want to get in here at this stage. The bears are still pressing. Now notice that there was kind of a hold here. They pressed all the way down to here, and all they could get is 55, and boom, all of a sudden you had 1,158 contracts pop back in. This is probably not still yet a very good choice on my part, but what ends up happening is you'll see a huge amount of volume trade on the bull side. You can see this happening right here. The bulls are beginning to actively hit back in. The bears push this down, but they don't take 24.5. And the bulls come right back up. They get really active. And what's going to happen is this thing turns. So there you go. And now notice on Auction Vista, this blue bubble shows up. So it just kind of stopped them. Not a lot of pressing that's happening on the bear side. And so it's kind of rather easy now for the bulls to take this back up. So this was actually a good spot. You kind of knew to look at this area here. But if you had just put a buy limit order around here, you would have had to go through a bit of pain before you could actually look at the order flow to see the bulls come back in. So the combination of these two can be very powerful tools, but you got to use both appropriately. So I thought these were just really good examples, couple dumb trades, and finally I got my head straight and looked at the tools and used them properly, and it worked out great.